Wonderful students, subscribers, devout disciples, welcome. This is your Master GongSun. So, contrary to this title, I actually will not be talking about famous Thai ghost stories today. Instead, I just wanted to have a visual here because I will be discussing some more of my own personal supernatural experiences. And a lot of you may have already watched my video on my very first supernatural encounter when I was in my early 30s. I saw something inexplicable on a farm in rural Cambodia, and that was it was the incentive for me to convert to Taoism and be ordained a Taoist priest. Now I will tell you about other supernatural incidences that have happened ever since. So this one is called the Google Translator app incident. So I lived for a while in Southeast Asia, in Thailand, Cambodia, Malaysia, that area. And I was talking to my Thai friend one day, and my Thai is not very good. I'm not very fluent. So it's enough for everyday conversation about everyday objects and needs, but it's certainly not enough to discuss higher level topics that would require a better command of grammar and more knowledge of Thai vocabulary, which unfortunately I do not have. So I was talking to my friend and I realized, hey, I don't speak enough Thai to talk about this topic. Because we were talking about him helping me move. I was looking for a new apartment. So then I took out my handy Google Translate app on my phone, right, where you just click and then you just speak into it. You speak in English and then it can translate whatever you said into Thai. So we were chatting and then I used it a couple times. This is like a couple minutes into our conversation. And I used it a couple times and it was fine. It was all right. But then something really strange happened. We took a break, and then I was about to start again. I was going to press the button and then speak into my phone again, into the translation app, when all of a sudden I realized that there was something already there. There were a few things already written in English, and it said something along the lines of the following. My name is this and this, and I lost my wallet at a certain local market in a certain Thai city. I don't want to get into specifics, so I'll just like make it up. For example, I lost my wallet at this market right across from the Cambodian border. And my wallet contained the following things. It has my ID card, my national Thai healthcare card, and on it went about all these personal cards that the wallet contained. So now I still get goosebumps talking about this because I never once talked about this. Like, I did not say any of this in English. It just suddenly appeared there. It was really strange. So it definitely wasn't me. And my Thai friend also didn't say it because he wasn't speaking English at that time. He was just speaking Thai. So I didn't say any of that, and neither did my Thai friend. So I got the feeling that it was a spirit who saw that I could communicate enough with the spirit world, and it wanted, or he or she rather, wanted to ask me for help. And unfortunately, I cannot help everyone or every spirit, or else I would be way behind in my own work. But it's interesting how these ghosts can, like, once they realize you can see them or hear them, they would actually ask you for help, right? So I got the feeling he or she wanted to ask me for help maybe to solve a crime or to have closure or something. But yeah, that was one supernatural incident that I will not forget. And here is another one. I Sometime after that, I actually did find a house. So I moved into an actual house this time, so not an apartment. Uh, and then like the day I moved in, I noticed, hey, next door was a dilapidated, empty house, and it was like, how do I explain this? Like imagine at the door, like imagine a house that's been abandoned, right? The door's open, it's totally dark inside. You see abandoned items strewn all across the front yard. For example, there's a broomstick, a red plastic chair, garbage, eggshells, tables, broken tables. So the site is rather eerie because we know someone was there before, right? I mean, it looked very lived in, but we don't know why they left or why it had been abandoned in such a hurry. Anyway, so my house is right next to this weird house, this abandoned abandoned house. So I move in, and then almost right away I start hearing this really loud kind of banging sound. Uh like this. Do you hear this? I'm just knocking on the table for you guys now. Like this. But it was not even a knocking sound. It was a huge like palm palm like this. There we go. This is a better sound. Palm 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 palm. And I counted the interval, and it would happen every minute. So at first, I thought it was the air conditioner that was leaking. So then I went outside. It's true that the air conditioner was certainly leaking water, and it was dripping onto a bucket. But that sound would not cause a pom 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 sound like that. So then I looked all over. Was there construction going on? Because here we are in a very suburban area, so it's a very enclosed, gated community. So all the construction that I mean, that the developers would have wanted to do had already happened. So it wasn't that. So then I called my real estate agent. I messaged the landlord. I was asking them like, "What's going on? What's going on? What is this noise?" And then, like, they couldn't come up with an answer. But certainly, someone on that same day, I had my Wi-Fi installed, and so the tech guy came in just as that loud noise was, in the swing of things, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't the only one who could hear that noise, and the tech guy confirmed, yes, like I could hear it too. He said, so it wasn't just me because I don't know if I told you guys, but I have something called in Chinese, it's called yin yang yan. Now I don't have that. Yin yang yan means your eyes are yin and yang, which means you're able to see spirits or other worldly entities from other realms of existence. I've only seen ghosts once in my lifetime, so I would not say that I have yin yang yin or yin yang eyes. Instead, I have yin yang r, which means yin yang ears. This means I can hear things. I can hear supernatural entities. I can't see them that much, but I can actually hear things more so than the average person. I consider that my gift, I guess. It's my talent. So I'm not surprised. I kept hearing it, and then it went on all day. So this started at 2 p.m. when the whole pom 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 pom, it sounded like honestly a chair being smashed onto the ground. That's what it sounded like. Anyway, it kept going on and on, right up till like 11 p.m., like midnight. And at this point, I was kind of scared because I was there all by myself. I was waiting for some roommates to join me, but it would take them a few days to arrive. They weren't coming till a few days later. So then I recited the entirety of the Sutra of the Golden Light, which I've taught you guys how to do. And when I got to the part where it said 鬼妖丧当精怪妄行, which means the spirits will lose their courage and the demons will forget their form. I chanted it many times out loud, at least 3 times aloud. And then and don't forget, I don't believe in coincidences or random events. So as soon as I finished chanting those 2 phrases aloud, the banging stopped. So I may have gotten to whoever was doing the banging. Anyway, so then that night I retired to my room and I sleep pretty well enough for my first night. Anyway, a few days later, my roommate started to arrive. So I have a local friend. Let's just call him A. And then A. He had traveled all day, so he was exhausted. So then he actually he like drifted off to sleep pretty early in the evening, like 7 p.m. Yeah, around that time, he was like completely knocked out. And then he woke up at apparently he woke up at 4 a.m. because of course if you're gonna sleep at such a early hour, you're gonna wake up really early too, right? Anyway, so the next day he tells me a really funny story. He said that, and by funny I mean strange. He said that when I woke up, I went outside to just get some fresh air, and then I happened to look next door at that abandoned house. And he told me at that point he saw a lady with long black hair carrying a child, and then apparently she set the child down and then there was a chair. Remember I told you there was an abandoned chair in the front yard of that abandoned house, and I'm getting goosebumps just remembering all this and telling you guys about this. Anyway, she was banging that chair loudly onto the ground, the concrete ground, and that's when I started to get like chills along my spine because I had never told, up until then, I had not told my friend A what I had heard the night before, and what I had heard was the sound of a chair banging on the ground. So now we have confirmation. We have 2 people, me and A. He saw the woman, and I'm pretty sure it was a ghost because that house is abandoned. She saw her bang the chair on the ground several times, and that's what I had heard that first day, all day, and then pretty much well into the evening, well into what we Taoists call the 子时, which is the witching hour, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. So now we have independent confirmation of the same incident. And then when I told him what I had heard, he was not surprised because, unlike me, he actually has what we call yin yang eyes, yin yang yin. So not only could he hear the ghosts, he could see them too. He had seen them. I mean, he had been seeing them all his life. And he said that these spirits are attracted to abandoned houses. They think that no one is there, and that's why they take up residence. And so I actually felt relieved because I was pretty sure it was something supernatural that I had heard. I just didn't know what it was. But to have confirmation from his side made me feel really relieved, actually. At least we knew what we were dealing with. So what I think it is, well, if it's like, so I guess it's kind of like her, right? This lady with long black hair carrying a child, right? And I would assume it's an aggrieved spirit who did not have closure in life. Maybe she's looking for her husband, or she wants to revive her dead child. Who knows? In any case, I knew I could not actually live next to a place like that for long. My friend A told me, and he's someone who's very sensitive to such supernatural phenomena. He said, my own house, there's nothing wrong with it, but the house next door is definitely haunted. So I'm thinking, well, I don't really want to live next door to a haunted house because it's a feeling of unease, especially at night when I'm there by myself. I mean, although I might be a Taoist priest, I mean, I'm brave, but not that brave. And anyway, that feeling of unease did not sit well with me. So a little while later, I ended up moving. Anyway, those are the 2 supernatural events that have happened. Well, there's more, but I'll leave it here for now for this video. What do you guys think? Has anything supernatural happened to you? Leave your comments below. This has been your Master GongSun. As usual, keep living in alignment with the Tao.